Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And on the last video we took a look on detail on this Wi-Fi power socket from Hama. I will leave a link right over here just in case you missed that out, but we saw how it's able to measure the power consumption, which in my particular case I'm using the fridge, and my challenge will be to measure it, and in 6 months time I will share with you all my details, the power consumption and what I did to adjust to probably lower a little bit, and then 1 year later we will have all the data, facts and not just guesses. Today we want to check out a few more things right over here. For example, this extension here, which has 4 different switches, and we can use them individually, which is just great. At this moment I only have the USB socket on, but I can turn off, and you can see my phone just left the signal right over here. Let me turn it on because it's great. I'm charging my phone. And we also have that one at the back, which I just turn it off. And on another app, which is one of the things that I really enjoy almost as much as B&H Software, which is the platform that we have been using for the past few months to get Windows 10 and Windows 11 Home Edition or Pro Edition keys in a very easy way on a budget, easy to purchase, easy to activate, everything legit. We also tested Office 2021, everything works great, so no issues at all in recommending. Link down below just in case you want to check that out. Now, in terms of this one right over here, which is this socket, it is on the Tuya app. So as you could see, I was using the Hama app, but I can also use Tuya Smart app or even the Smart Life app. So I can choose one of these 3 apps, the one that I prefer. So I can just turn it off and turn it on. I don't have anything plugged in right now. And one of the things that led me to try out the Tuya Smart app, which we already used here, is because this is the jump to use Home Assistant. Now it's turned off at this moment, but if I press right over here, it will turn it on. If I go back to Tuya app, it is on, but if I press it off and if I go to Home Assistant, now it's off. So we could go in circles right over here, but the information that we have on Home Assistant, it's the same on the app. So if you are a Home Assistant lover like we are here on the channel, then these are great because all of them can be integrated on Home Assistant really easy using the Tuya Smart app. Now let's go to the LED right over here, for example, just to see the app. We will have more or less the same that we had on this Wi-Fi power socket, which is the one that's on my fridge, but we don't have in this particular case the power consumption like we do on the fridge, which shows me 4 right over here. So in this one here, which is the LED at the back, 3680 watts, which is a lot, so you can power your water heater or a regular hair heater or a fan or something like that, something really powerful without any issues whatsoever. This one right over here only goes, well, not only, but 2300 watts, 3680, 3680. This one is this one right over here, and the extension 2300 on total. So you can use 2300 on one, or you can split by the several device. And sorry about that, but I do believe that this is very important information, although you will have on the links down below all the specifications and what each one of these does. Now here on the app I can switch on and off like this, or I can schedule it to, I already did one test right over here. I can add another one and say, okay, I want to turn it off or on at 10:43, and I want to say at Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then I want to receive a notification and I want to turn it off, and just save it, and there we go. We have one to turn it on, one to turn off, and of course I can go here and disable them if I don't need them anymore. This is really nice. We also have the countdown, which I can just put here for 3 hours, and let's say, okay, after 3 hours just shut it down, and that is it. This is a nice scenario if I want to turn on a fan, for example, and say, okay, after 4 hours I will fall asleep and I don't need you to keep on working, or any other scenario. So this is the app, really simple to use, really easy and great to do some automatizations. In this particular case, we can do the same on the extension. The extension has the great advantage, which is to turn on or off individually. And of course I'm using lamps right over here, but on a real life situation I would have probably a TV, a set-top box, and then a heater, and then something else. And probably I would do an automatization, which I would say, okay, I want to turn off the TV, which is on standby mode and it's consuming energy through all the night and then through all the day which we are at work. So I want to turn it off from 1 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the afternoon, which is when we arrive home, or any other hour that makes sense to you. But this just to say that we can do it individually, so this gives us a great advantage. And a really cool thing is also the USB, because it is also individual. Now it has a button right over here on this side, which if we press it, it will turn everything on, or it will turn everything off. We can also use the turn on and off button, general button right over here, or we can use the individual buttons right over here. This is my second favorite. The Wi-Fi power socket is my favorite one. Now it also has the schedule right over here, or the countdown, and we can do it for every single one of these switches, and the USB, as I mentioned. So we can turn all our devices that are connected right over here to smart devices. And basically this is it in terms of the Hama app. In terms of the Tuya app, basically it's the same. If we look at it, it has the same menu, and if I press right over here, it will turn on and off. It has the schedule right over here, which we can use to make it smart, like we did right over here, and also the countdown. So as you can see, more or less the same. If we go to Home Assistant, then Home Assistant probably you already have heard, and if you did, probably you are already using it. If not the favorite one, it is for sure one of my favorites. I've got a lot of info right over here. This is the test server of Home Assistant that I've got right here, but it's just great because we can put Hama, we can put Sonoff, we can put Shelly, we can put any brand talking to each other. And if I need something specific from Shelly, for example, like a thermometer or something like that, that will give me the temperature of this room, and then I would say when it reaches 30 degrees, turn on a fan, or turn on the AC, or turn on whatever we want. We already have done these examples right over here on the channel, so if you search for Home Assistant, you will find a lot of content right over here. Hopefully this video was helpful to introduce these Hama smart plugs right over here, which are really interesting. And if you did, don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto Jorge, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.